Hello, on this Wednesday, the fourth week of Easter, the 6th of May. Interesting to note that this is the 50-day mark, or the halfway mark of the 50 days of Easter. We're halfway through this great time of celebration, Easter joy. Certainly thinking about the elect who would have been welcomed into the church at the Easter Vigil on Holy Saturday to be baptized and to be fully received into the church through the sacraments of the Eucharist and confirmation. Interesting to note that on this day, the Orthodox Church celebrates the feast of St. Cyril of Jerusalem, and St. Cyril is credited with teaching, catechizing those who were to be baptized, and then teaching the newly baptized during the Easter season itself. What's also interesting about him, I'm finding out now at this late stage in life, that the communion hymn, "Make of Our Hands a Throne," is based on St. Cyril's teaching and catechesis on the sacred liturgy and communion itself specifically, during which he explains how to receive the Eucharist. Make of our hands a throne for the body of Christ. Here we are in the 21st century. Here he was at 315 AD, born into the world. We're using his gesture for our reception of the Eucharist itself. Taking a look at the readings for today, the gospel itself speaks about Jesus telling those who would listen that he came into the world as a light so that everyone who believes might see in him not the darkness but the light, and not remain in the darkness itself. The Acts, reading from the Acts, speak about Saul and Barnabas being chosen by God and sent out to proclaim the world. Saul himself, blinded by the light after persecuting those who were following Jesus, now beginning to see the light more clearly and becoming a light to those that he was speaking with, along with Barnabas, the initial apostles, those who were proclaiming the faith in the world at the time. This thing about being light in the world, changing people's lives, as Saul's life was changed, as many in the early Christian community, their lives were changed, and how our lives have been changed. Can't help but think about who were the teachers or the coaches or the parents, youth ministers, guidance counselors, physicians, religious. Who were the people who touched my life, who touched your life, who helped us to see the darkness in the world? Who is it that we ourselves can be light to as well? St. Augustine writes this: "If Christ were standing before me now, what would I feel? Not about him, but about myself. I have been given the light. I have tried to be a light to other people. This is a gift that God gave to us through Jesus, and that we can pass on to one another. How have I been light? How can I be light to others?"